All right, real quick, two words that came to mind, sacred and holy. The first word means the second word. Second word means dedicated and consecrated to God. Very important words. As I look at what's going on around the world, what's going on in the church, what's going on in just the life of the believer, I've learned that my life of prayer and intercession got to be in order, got to be in place, right? And in that, I've learned that intercession is a sacred place. Intercession is so sacred that that is the place where holy war is waged. And you do that in partnership with God, with Yeshua. He is our partner fighting for us. He's just asking that you would show up and that you would be a part of this. And he wants to like win with you. Now, the reality is he don't need a partner, but he want one. And he's like, I want you to partner with me in these holy wars, that the war can be won in a manner in which it is sweatless. These sweatless victories, they come about because of the sacrifice the believer lives. It's not only about the words that they pray, the fervor that they pray with, the scriptures that they continue to quote. It is really about the life that they are living. And so those two things coupled together, being a believer who is a Berean, being a believer who is, serious about, declaring the word of God, that partnered with intimacy with him, learning how to minister to him. Those two things, that is what affords you sweatless victories. So amazing. I'm like, you hear those terms, sweatless victories, and you're like, okay, that's that. I know God and I know him so well that I told him I was dealing with some things. And he says to me, bet, you just show up, but I'm going to do the fighting. These are the types of relationships that are birthed out of a dedicated life that has become holy and sacred. And what I've learned is that his house has always been a house of prayer. His house has always been a house that was set aside, that was sacred, that was holy, that was consecrated for his use. We've turned it into a performance stage rather than an altar where we can engage with him and we can stand between the porch and the altar and intercede on behalf of our brothers and our sisters. And we can watch God answer. Listen. Those two words, sacred and holy, those are the two words that I believe brings us to a place of understanding where when I partner with God, that means that my life fully belongs to him. And whatever sacrifices that I need to make to be consecrated and dedicated to him, that's what I'm going to do so that I can experience those sweatless victories. And so that those looking at me will now look up to him, because all the glory is going to go back to him every single time. I don't want you to forget this, is that prayer and intercession is holy. And it's one of the most effective tools that the believer can wield. One of the most effective. And you need to understand that it was his house that was a house of prayer. It was never a house of performance. All right? Prayer and intercession is sacred and it's holy.